heart of Dhamma meditation sessions. Tonight, friends, we are going to discuss the third discourse of the Buddha. As you all know, the Buddha attained full enlightenment under the Bodhi tree on the full moon day of May, which is known as Vesak today. After that, he delivered his maiden discourse, first discourse, at Varanasi, addressing the 5 monks, Kondanya, Badya, Vappa, Mahanama and Asaji, where the Buddha gave the gist of his whole teaching. He pointed out the central teaching and the path, the middle path. At the end of the discourse, only one understood clearly. Only one realized the Dhamma and entered the path as the stream entered. Because they had the idea of self or soul. As long as one has the idea, opinion, the view or the belief that there is a permanent entity within or without, one cannot realize this Dhamma, this special Dhamma, special teaching taught by the Buddha. So the other 4 could not understand this. Thereafter, the Buddha had to deliver another discourse, which is the characteristics of non-self. Non-self instead self. Buddha had to show the characteristics of non-self, which was the discourse that we discussed last day. After that, after his second discourse, Buddha and the 5 monks, they observed 3 months retreat at the same place. After 3 months, then the community, the disciples of the Buddha, the number increased day by day. At the end of 3 months, there were 60 disciples. They all were enlightened ones, liberated ones, arahants. The Buddha, addressing them, told them to go to different places to teach this technique of meditation, vipassana, tandem meditation, which is called samatha and vipassana. That is the Buddha's teaching. For the Buddha dispatched them as the missionary monks, 60 monks, 60 different directions. Then the Buddha himself came back to the area where he attained full enlightenment, which is called Uruvela, where the Buddha met 3 brothers, Kassapa brothers, Uruvela Kassapa, Nadi Kassapa and Gaya Kassapa, 3 brothers. They were some teachers. They were the teachers, those who have their own disciples. The older brother, oldest, had 500 disciples. Then the next one had 300 disciples, and the youngest had 200 disciples, altogether 1,000. When the Buddha came there and Buddha delivered this wonderful discourse, which is called Aditya Paryaya Sutta. Aditya Paryaya. It's a simile of fire, which is here translated as burning. This is what this discourse called fire sermon also. So this is the discourse we want to discuss tonight. The fire sermon, this is sometimes it's called fire sermon. Fire is everywhere, not out there in California, but within. Fire within. Buddha addressing the 1,000 monks as they all became the Buddha's disciples. The Buddha delivered this special discourse. Let's understand the discourse. Burning discourse, which is again from connected discourses of the Buddha. That is why it is here the S and N stand for Samyukta Nikaya. Samyukta Nikaya 28 discourse. Now, on one occasion, the Blessed One was dwelling at Gaya, at Gaya's head, together with 1,000 bhikkhus. There, the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus thus. That is the backdrop of the discourse. That is not the Buddha's word. Addressing the 1,000 monks, the Buddha said this. Now the Buddha's very word. Bhikkhus, all is burning. And what bhikkhus is all that is burning? Then here we have to understand what is all first. In this discourse, mainly the Buddha taught us what is all and what is burning. The Buddha said, what is burning? The I is burning. Forms are burning. I consciousness is burning. Eye contact is burning. And whatever feeling arises with eye contact as condition, whether pleasant or painful or neither painful nor pleasant, that too is burning. All these are burning. In order to understand what is all, I can quote from another discourse, which is the name of the discourse is all, sabba, all, everything, all. I will quote from that discourse. Here the Buddha says, Bhikkhus, I will teach you the all. And what bhikkhus is the all? The I and forms. These are what you call all, everything, all. I and forms. the ear and sounds, the nose and odors, the tongue and tastes, the body and tangibles. Tangible objects, the mind and mental objects, mental phenomena. This is called all. This is called the all. So that is what's called all. What are these all? In accordance with the words of the Buddha, all means internal basis and external basis. That is what is called all. Now, further Buddha said, if anyone should speak thus, having rejected this all, I shall make known another all. Someone would say that. That would be, Buddha said, that would be a mere empty boast on his part. If he were questioned, why? If he were questioned, he would not be able to reply, and further he would meet with vexation. For what reason? Because that would not be within his domain. That's the reason. So nobody can say that. Nobody can introduce another all. When the Buddha said all, you see ourselves, within us, internal basis. We have external basis. That is what is world. That's what is world. That is what is all. World and all, the same. Sabba. Now, let's understand burning. The Buddha said burning. Fire. This is why it is called fire sermon. Special sermon, special discourse. Discourse on fire. Where is fire? Fire in the eye, fire in the ear, fire in the nose, fire in the tongue, fire in the body, fire in the mind. Not only that, fire in form. In the form. Form means not out there. Form within. Form within. That is the image that we take from the external object. It's called form of form. Then form of sound. Form of smell. Form of taste. Form of tangible. Form of mind. All those are all. Fire is all these things. In all over. Fire is all over, friends. That is the Buddha's teaching. You know, Buddha's teaching is not physical. We have to understand it's mental, based on the mind. That is why we have to understand our own mind. If we can understand our own mind, we can understand ourselves and the world. So let's now see what is burning. Burning with what, of course? Burning with what? The Buddha questions. Buddha said, burning with the fire of lust. That is the fire. Lust. Where is lust? In the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and the mind. Fire of lust. Then with the fire of hatred. With the fire of delusion. Burning with birth. Then birth itself is fire, Buddha said. Aging and death, with sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair, I say, the Buddha said. That is referring to the eye. Then referring to the ear, Buddha pointed out the same thing in the ear. The ear is burning, then the nose is burning, the tongue is burning, the body is burning, and then the mind is burning. And whatever feeling arises, not only form, as we understood that form means not the external form, but the form that we take from the external form, which is inside the eye, inside the ear. Now, for whatever we take as the form, we feel it. It means we feel that form, which was taken from the external one. It is in the eye. That is what is called the aggregate, form aggregate. We feel that. That is why the Buddha here says, whatever feeling arises with mind contact as condition, whether pleasant or painful, or neither painful nor pleasant, that too is burning. That means everything. All 5 aggregates are burning. 6 sense bases are burning. Internal, external, all these are burning. Burning with what? Burning with defilement. Defilement. Burning with what? Burning with the fire of lust, with the fire of hatred, with the fire of delusion, burning with birth, aging, and death, with sorrow, lamentation, pain, displeasure, and despair, I say. Now, this is the way. That is the way to see. The Buddha said that is the way to see. Seen thus, when you see, first we have to know this, friends. First we have to know this. To know, to understand, we have to understand what the Buddha has really taught us. When we listen to the Dhamma, when we read the Dhamma, very words of the Buddha, not the later works. We cannot understand this with the later works. We have to go to the original teachings, original discourses. That is why, friends, we want to discuss these discourses. Seen thus, in order to see, first we have to know. Know and see. Know and see are 2 different things. To know means knowledge. See through wisdom. That is the difference. We have to have wisdom. The Buddha said here, seen thus, because the instructed noble disciple, who is that one? Instructed noble disciple is, in Pali it is said, Sutava Arya Savako, noble disciple one. Noble disciple. In order to become a noble one, we have to listen to the words of the Buddha. We have to understand the words of the Buddha. We have to read and understand, and when we understand this, we can realize this. That is what is called see. Then you see the Dhamma. You see the Dhamma. When you see the Dhamma, you are called instructed disciple, noble disciple of the Buddha. Then such a person, when you become a noble one, experiences revulsion. This term I don't like this. that word has a connotation of resentment, repulsion. Therefore, I don't agree with that terms. I suggest the word disenchantment. Let's use disenchantment. That word is much better, I guess. So the instructed noble disciple experiences disenchantment. What is disenchantment? Revulsion is like, oh, what happened to me, like that. You are disgusted, which is not the meaning here. Here the meaning is you can understand. As you understand, you know the meaninglessness of thing. You know the uselessness thing. That is what is called disenchant, where you do not grasp it, because you know that it is useless, grasping, clinging. So the disciple, instructed noble disciple, experiences disenchantment towards the I. Disenchantment to what? Towards the I. No point grasping this I as mine, me, myself. That is the point. No point grasping this. What is the use? That is the understanding. Then towards the forms. What is the use of grasping this form as mine, me, myself? Then towards consciousness. Consciousness is here vijnana. Towards eye contact. Eye contact. Because, the eye, the form and consciousness, these come together. That is what is called contact, eye contact. Then towards whatever feeling arises with eye contact as condition, whether pleasant or painful or neither painful nor pleasant, experiences disenchantment. Disenchantment. Towards the eye, then not only eye, towards the ear again, towards the ear, then towards the mind. Towards the ear, there are some dots to see the continuation, repetition. Towards the mind, towards the mind, towards whatever feeling arises with mind contact as condition. Experiencing disenchantment, he becomes dispassionate. Dispassionate. Instead passionate, he becomes dispassionate. Through dispassion, what happens? Dispassion. Dispassion is the most important Dhamma. It is the excellent Dhamma, dispassion. If you have dispassion, you do not cling to things. Through dispassion, his mind is liberated, not he is liberated, not she is liberated. If you say she is liberated, that's wrong. If he is liberated, if you say, it's wrong. What is liberated? Not he, not she, but mind. His or her mind is liberated. Liberated from what? Liberated from all defilements. All defilements. When it is liberated, you see, when it is liberated, when what is liberated? When mind is liberated, there comes the knowledge. There comes the knowledge to that person, that particular person. There comes the knowledge. What is the knowledge? It is liberated. Then nobody wants to point out, he is a liberated one, she is a liberated one, he is Sotapanna, she is Sakadagami like that. Nobody want to say that. You know better. Once your mind is liberated, you know it better. Nobody want to put a sign to show that he is a sort of person, whether he's a stream mentor, once written, non-written, or arahant. Nobody want to say this. No point saying such things. It is liberated. He understands then. He understands. When one is liberated, one knows clearly, and he or she understands. What is understands? What's understanding? Destroyed is birth. Destroyed is birth. Khina jati. No more jati. No more birth. No more birth. No more re-becoming. That is the meaning. No more birth means no more re-becoming. No more re-becoming. No existence. No more existence. That is the cessation of existence. The holy life has been lived. He understands that he has lived this holy life. What is holy life? He has followed the path. Noble Eightfold Path is the holy life. Brahmacharya in Pali. What had to be done has been done. He understands this. There is no more for this state of being. No more coming. That is his understanding, or her understanding, with the liberation. Friends, in this manner, the Buddha delivered this wonderful discourse to the 1,000 monks. 1,000 plus 3, of course. The last para. This is what the Blessed One said. Elated, those bhikkhus delighted in the Blessed One's statement. And while this discourse was being spoken, the minds of the 1,000 bhikkhus, 1,000 bhikkhus were liberated. They all became enlightened liberated ones. They were liberated from the taints by non-clinging, non-attachment. They cut off all taints. There are 3 types of taints. These are the taints. Taints of sensuality, kamasava in Pali, if you want the term. Taints of existence, bhavasava. Then taints of ignorance, avijjasava. These are the 3 taints which are last to go. Once you cut off this asava, you can become a khinasava, means arahant, the enlightened one. Friends, that is the purpose of practicing, understanding and practicing this wonderful teachings of the Buddha. Not only that, in our daily life, we can apply this Dhamma, because Buddhism is not a religion. It's a way of life to apply in our daily life. Whenever we apply this wonderful Dhamma in our daily life, we can be happy. We can live happily, peacefully, light-heartedly in this society. That is the purpose. So live light-heartedly, peacefully in this society, and one day realize that real peace, real happiness of Nibbana. May we all attain that supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.